West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has launched a scathing attack on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Bengal Chief Minister attended a meeting with the Prime Minister on the handling of COVID-19 cases and said others were not given a chance to speak and that she felt humiliated at this discussion. Addressing journalists after the meeting, Mamata Banerjee said it was so unfortunate that after inviting the chief ministers, the Prime Minister did not let chief ministers speak. Sharpening her attack, Mamata Banerjee went on to say some BJP chief ministers and the Prime Minister made small speeches. It was nothing but a casual meeting. Meanwhile, BJP's Shuvendu Adhikari hit back at Mamata Banerjee, saying after missing multiple meetings with the Prime Minister, Mamata Banerjee hijacked today's meeting that the Prime Minister was having with district magistrates, and that she claimed she was denied a chance to speak when the Prime Minister's interaction was with district magistrates of 54 high COVID caseload districts.
It was just a casual super flock meeting. We, the chief ministers, are feeling insulted and humiliated. And we are astonished to see that Prime Minister called a meeting and invited the chief ministers, and all the chief ministers were sitting just like puppet. Nobody is allowed to speak. Then how do we speak about the public demand?
So Mamata Banerjee raised the issue that if chief ministers weren't allowed to speak, how would they raise issues that the people wanted raised? But let's listen into what Prime Minister Narendra Modi had to say in this meeting with district magistrates of the 54 high caseload districts.
आप लोग खुद गांव-गांव जाते हैं, वहां की व्यवस्थाओं की निगरानी करते हैं, आप ग्रामीणों से बात करते हैं, इससे लोगों में साहस के साथ ही अपने गांव को बचाने की जागरूकता भी बढ़ती है। और मेरा आग्रह है, हमें गांव-गांव यही संदेश पक्का करना है कि हमें अपने गांव को कोरोना से मुक्त रखना है। पिछली महामारी हो या फिर ये समय, हर महामारी ने हमें एक बात सिखाई है। महामारी से डील करने के हमारे तौर तरीकों में निरंतर बदलाव, निरंतर इनोवेशन, निरंतर अपग्रेडेशन बहुत जरूरी है। आपके जिले की चुनौतियां यूनिक होगी, इसलिए आपके समाधान भी उतने ही यूनिक होने चाहिए। एक भी वैक्सीन की वेस्टेज का मतलब है किसी एक जीवन को जरूरी सुरक्षा कवच नहीं दे पाना। इसलिए वैक्सीन वेस्टेज रोकना बहुत
Shifting focus to the other big story we're tracking here on India Today. Cases of black fungus are on the rise amongst COVID patients after Rajasthan. Now, Telangana has declared black fungus an epidemic. The Health Ministry has written to all states to declare black fungus an epidemic. As part of this drive, all government and private health facilities will have to report suspected cases and confirmed cases of black fungus to the Health Ministry every day. Tamil Nadu government has decided to form a 10-member team to study black fungus cases and will soon announce that black fungus is a notified disease. So far, 9 cases have been reported in Tamil Nadu. Assam also reported its first death since the beginning of coronavirus due to black fungus.
See, in Tamil Nadu, actually, Honorable CM has, as per the directions, we are making it a notifiable disease under the Public Health Act. So now we will know what all cases are there. Luckily, in Tamil Nadu, so far officially reported are 9 cases. All are stable. But that doesn't mean now that this is notifiable disease, we'll also get data from the private sector. On the other hand, we have also created awareness among people that if they are on steroids, if they are uncontrolled diabetes or on the immunocompromised condition.
The Delhi government has set up 3 centers for black fungus treatment. The decision was taken after Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal held a crucial meeting attended by top officials and ministers in Delhi. The Chief Minister has assured that there are enough medicines in stock to treat black fungus cases. Multiple states are now waking up to the reality of black fungus cases, though not alarming as yet, but there is need for caution. Delhi, Haryana, Telangana, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, several states have reported black fungus cases. Some have declared it to be an epidemic. The centre has now directed that all states need to declare black fungus an epidemic. So do not be scared, but be warned, especially if there are comorbidities, diabetes, if people have been on an oxygen concentrator, if they've taken oxygen, it travels internally. Every sign needs to be seen very carefully, reported to the doctor, reported to an ENT, ear, nose, throat specialist as quickly as possible. There are about 80 black fungus cases that have been reported in the national capital. The Delhi government has set up 3 centers for black fungus treatment. Now, in a major step to ease pressure on testing labs, the ICMR has approved a home testing kit for COVID-19. So this is a RAT, or a rapid antigen test, and these kits will be available across the counter in markets, and people can test themselves at home. So while these are rapid antigen tests from MyLab Solutions, the approval has been granted. They will be available in the market soon. A mobile app called MyLab COVID Self can be downloaded for all details on how to test yourself if you suspect that you could be COVID positive. The ICMR has made it clear that indiscriminate testing is not advised. They have specified that only those who are showing COVID symptoms or came in contact with someone who has tested positive should use these test kits at home. A father-daughter duo in Patna, they've created a Medi-Robo that could save countless lives. Now, Akanksha is an engineering student at Birla Institute of Technology, and Akanksha has created this Medi-Robot that will save doctors and medical professionals from coming in direct contact with COVID-positive patients. Now, with the help of this device, a doctor can perform basic medical examination of any infected patient remotely. Now, this Medi-Robot can provide real-time data on a number of medical parameters including blood sugar level, oxygen level, blood pressure, temperature, pulse rate. Since the robo is mobile, it can be used to transport medicines, food, nebulizer, etc. to patients, preventing the doctor or medical assistants from directly coming in contact with an infected patient.
यह मेडी रोबोट किसी भी आम रोबोट की तरह खाना, पानी, मेडिसिन, ऑक्सीजन को ट्रांसपोर्ट कर सकता है किसी पेशेंट के पास। इस रोबोट के थ्रू हम सर्विलांस भी कर सकते हैं। इसमें 2-वे वीडियो कम्युनिकेशन की भी सुविधा है, जिससे डॉक्टर और पेशेंट एक दूसरे को देख सकते हैं। इसमें सैनिटाइजेशन की सुविधा उपलब्ध है, जो कि लिक्विड के तरह से भी और यूवी की तरह से भी सैनिटाइजेशन की जा सकती है। इस रोबोट में कुछ अच्छी बात यह है, यूनिक बात यह है कि इसमें ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर्स लगे हुए हैं, जो कि इमरजेंसी यूज़ में आ सकती है।
डॉक्टर सबसे ज़्यादा संक्रमित हो रहे हैं पेशेंट के कांटेक्ट में आने के लिए, उसी का एक हमने सॉल्यूशन निकाला है मेडी रोबो। ये रोबोट डॉक्टर और पेशेंट के बीच एक ब्रिज का काम करता है। डॉक्टर पेशेंट के पास गए बिना उनके वाइटल पैरामीटर्स को मेजर कर सकता है।
Well, you looked at the heroes. Now take a look at the villains, and this story comes not too far away from Patna. In Pithoria, in Ranchi, many villagers can be seen violating COVID norms during the puja, during a manda puja in the state. Villagers can be seen walking barefoot on a bed of embers, and no one in the vicinity, as you can see in these images, no one is either wearing a mask or maintaining social distancing. Even as the state remains under lockdown, it's events like these that pose a serious challenge in breaking the rate of infection. And India Today's Rajdeep Sardesai spoke to top virologist Dr. Gagandeep Kang on the jab gap and the best efficacy. Let's listen in.
What I'm trying to understand, ma'am, is that there were doctors and medical workers, in particular in India, who got their 2 doses within a gap of 4 to 6 weeks, because that was the recommended interval in the months of February and March. Then that changed to 8 weeks. Now it's changed to 12 to 16 weeks. How do you explain such a wide variation in such a short period of time? Are those who took the vaccine in February, March just as protected as those who will now take it with a 12-week gap?
So this is an area where the data are still emerging, but to people who took the vaccine at the 4 to 6 week interval, we have to remember that the US trial that involved 30,000 people, half of whom were given the vaccine, had a 4-week gap between the 2 doses, and that was a vaccine that had above 75% efficacy. So the data are strong for whichever gap has been recommended so far. The question really is, in all of these trials and in the data that we are gathering now with 1 dose, with 2 doses, this is all early protection, because we give the vaccine and immediately we are starting to measure protection for the period that we can measure. Now, the thinking really is, do you need the second dose at all? And if you need the second dose, what do you expect it to do? And what is the best way for that second dose of an adenovirus vector vaccine? Some people make the argument that this is a vaccine that might be better for long-term protection, in which case the gap should be possibly even wider. It's been proposed we might want to think about a 4 to 6 month gap as compared to the 12 to 16 weeks that has been proposed for India right now. It's very important to remember that these vaccines are new. We are finding the best ways to use them. So far, every wave that we have tried has benefit. In the future, we'll find what is optimal for both short and long-term protection.
Can we say with some confidence that at least those who've taken the 2 doses of the vaccine, be it Covishield or Covaxin, are almost unlikely to get hospitalized with severe SARS-CoV-2 illness? Can we say that therefore with some confidence, or is the jury still out even on that?
I think we can say with confidence that the vaccines have a very high chance of preventing severe disease and mortality in people who have taken 2 doses of Covaxin. And for Covishield, even with 1 dose, the data from the UK shows us that there is very good protection, over 70% protection against severe disease, against mortality, including in the elderly, for at least 3 months with the AstraZeneca vaccine. So we should expect very good protection with 1 dose and possibly even better protection with 2 doses. We still don't have 2 dose efficacy data.
The Enforcement Directorate on Wednesday registered a money laundering case against Delhi businessman Navneet Kalra, the owner of Khan Chacha restaurant in Khan Market, who was arrested by the Delhi police last week for hoarding and allegedly black marketing oxygen concentrators. The Enforcement Directorate has registered a case against Kalra under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and will be investigating this matter. Navneet Kalra is on a 3-day Delhi police remand. He came under the police radar after the recovery of 524 oxygen concentrators from 3 of his restaurants, including Khan Chacha, Town Hall and Nege and Ju, also from the office of Matrix Cellular Phones.